Hello, today we'll be looking at matrix multiplication. So if we have two matrices, matrix A and matrix B, they can only be multiplied together if the number of columns in matrix A is equal to the number of rows in matrix B. So if we have a matrix A that has m rows by n columns, and we have matrix B that has p rows by q columns, we can only multiply these two matrices together if our columns of A, so n, is equal to our rows of B, so p. So n has to equal p. And that matrix will have the rows of A, so m, and the columns of B, so q. So kind of taking a look at an example here. If we have matrix A is equal to -3, 4, 1, 1, 0, 2, and 2, 1, 1, and B is equal to -1, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3. What we have here is a 3 by 3 matrix. So we have 3 rows, 3 columns, and for B we have 3 rows and 2 columns. So first we can look at it to see if this is possible. So we have our n here is going to be 3, so our columns for A is 3, and that's going to be equal to our p, which is also 3. So that works. We can multiply these two matrices together. And then in the end, we'll have a matrix that's equal to our m columns of 3 and our q columns of 2. So we'll have our end product here of a 3 by 2 matrix. So in order to multiply two matrices together, what we're going to do is we're going to take the dot product of our rows and our columns. So we'll kind of show our work down here. So for this very first term, what we're going to do is we're going to do this term up here, which is going to be our top left one. So we're going to use our rows from A, our top row, times the dot product of the column of B, the first column. So in order to do that, what we do is we take -3 times our first one here is -1. And then we add 4 times 0. And then finally we add our last term here, which is 1 times 2. So we'll have 3 plus 0 plus 2. It's going to be 5. So going on to our next term, we have our top row. So we'll take our rows from our A matrix with our right column, our second column. We'll take the first term by the first term, so we have -3 again times 4. Our second term times the second term. So 4 times 1. And our third term is 1 times our third term is 3. So we have -12 plus 4 plus 3. It's going to be -12 plus 7, -5. And so then we move on to our next one. We're going down to our second row now, and our first column. So we have 1 times -1 plus 0 times 0 plus 2 times 2. So we have -1 plus 4, it's going to equal 3. And for our middle right term, it's going to be, again, our middle row. And then dot product here on the right side, we have 1 times 4, plus 0 times 1 is 0, and 2 times 3. We have 4 plus 6 going to equal 10. And moving on to our bottom row here, we'll again take our bottom row on the A matrix, our first matrix, and we're going to multiply it by our first column to get this first run right here. So we'll do 2 times negative 1, 1 times 0, and 1 times 2. Negative 2 plus 2 is going to equal 0. And finally, for our very last term here, we are again going to take our row from our A column and do our right row here. And we'll have 2 times 4 plus 1 times 1 and 1 times 3. So that's going to be 8 plus 1 plus 3, and that will equal 12. So right here on our right here is our final product of AB is going to be equal to 5, negative 5, 3, 10, 0, and 12. So not super complicated, but you'll want to make sure if you're taking a quiz or an exam that you're really just making sure you're not messing these numbers up and kind of taking your time to make sure you get it right. Thanks for watching, and please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe if this video helped you out.